My dad's secret kid was a shock, so I confronted him and he went nuclear. I helped her anyway, and now I'm cut off. Hey there, guys, Zara here, and welcome back to another amazing episode of Tea Time with Zara. I want you to sit back, relax, and enjoy today's video. Hey everyone, I've got a pretty intense family situation going on, and I need to get it off my chest. I'm Alex, I'm 22, and I just found out I have a half-sister named Emma, who's 20. This all started when I was cleaning out some old boxes in our attic and stumbled upon a letter that turned my world upside down. It was from my dad, Richard, to someone I'd never heard of, talking about his daughter. My dad's always been a pretty private guy, but this was next level. I couldn't just sit on this, so I confronted him about Emma. He basically told me to drop it and stay out of his past. But how could I? Emma's my sister, and she's out there somewhere, probably with no idea I exist. So I did what any decent person would do. I tracked her down and we met up. Turns out, she's had a rough go of it, and all this time she knew about Richard, but was told to never reach out to him. I promised Emma I'd help her somehow without causing a huge fight in the family, but Dad's no fool. He noticed I was acting weird and had someone follow me. When he got the photos of me and Emma hanging out, he lost it. He accused me of betraying him and threatened to cut me off if I kept seeing her. I was stuck between a rock and a hard place, but I couldn't abandon Emma. So I started helping her out with money on the down low. But then I found out she's really sick and needs expensive medical treatment. I don't know what to do. I'm trying to help her, but I'm also scared of losing my dad over this. It's a mess, and I'm just trying to do the right thing. Update 1. Well, I didn't expect to be making this update so soon, but here we are. It's been 6 months since I found out about my half-sister Emma, and since then, things have gotten complicated. I've been secretly funding her medical treatment because she's seriously ill. I never imagined how hard it would be to keep something like this under wraps. But the financial strain is starting to show, and it's not just on my bank account. My girlfriend, Sarah, she's been noticing the stress. I can tell she thinks I'm hiding something from her. And honestly, she's not wrong. I hate lying to her, but I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place here. Meanwhile, my dad, Richard, he's just flaunting his wealth like he's untouchable. And it's driving a wedge between us even further. Emma's health has been improving, thankfully, but now she's got this idea in her head that she wants to confront Richard. I've been pleading with her not to because I know the kind of man he is. He's already threatened to disinherit me, and I can't even imagine what he'd do to her. Things came to a head when Sarah finally confronted me about our finances. I couldn't keep it from her any longer. So I spilled everything about Emma. Sarah was shocked, to say the least. She agreed to keep my secret, but I could see the hurt in her eyes. She couldn't believe I hadn't trusted her enough to tell her sooner. As if things weren't bad enough, my dad's paranoia has been ramping up. He's got people watching me like a hawk now, and it's putting a strain on my relationship with Sarah. We're both keeping this massive secret, and it's like there's this unspoken tension between us all the time. And then, just when I thought it couldn't get any worse, I found out that my dad's investigator knows about Emma's illness. I don't know how he found out, but he did, and he told my dad. I have no idea what's going to happen next, but I'm scared for Emma, and I'm scared for what this means for all of us. Update 2. Thank you for all the advice I've received here. It's been a year since I found out about my half-sister Emma and her illness. I've been secretly helping her, but it's been tough on my relationship with Sarah. She's been patient, but I can tell she's getting tired of the secrets and the strain it's putting on us. My dad, Richard, he found out about Emma's condition. I thought maybe, just maybe, he'd show some compassion. But no, he's just worried about how it would look if people found out he abandoned his sick daughter. It's all about his image, always has been. I couldn't take it anymore. I had to confront him. I told him he needed to step up as a father, to show some humanity for once. But he just stood there, in his expensive suit, in that cold, massive office of his, and told me he didn't care. He said he wouldn't spend a dime on her treatment. I was so angry I could barely see straight. I told him I'd make him acknowledge her, no matter what it took. Emma's been getting stronger, and she's tired of being ignored. She decided she's going to confront Richard herself. I'm scared for her, but I can't stop her. She's determined. Sarah's had enough. She told me I need to fix this mess with my dad or she's gone. I don't want to lose her, but I can't abandon Emma either. Then, at this big event my dad was hosting, Emma showed up out of nowhere. She walked right up to him in front of all those rich snobs and called him out. He lost it. He yelled at her, denied she was his daughter, and made a huge scene. Everyone was watching. It was a disaster. And then Emma collapsed, right there on the floor. And my dad, he just turned his back and walked away while people rushed to help her. I couldn't believe it. How could he be so heartless? I'm at a loss here. I don't know what to do next. Emma's in the hospital now, stable, but I can't shake the image of my dad walking away from her. How do I even begin to fix this? Update 3. You won't believe the latest drama with my half-sister and our dad. It's been 2 whole years since Emma's health scare at that event, where she tried to confront our dad, Richard. She's doing much better now, thankfully. But things have really spiraled out since then. Sarah and I broke up. The stress of everything with my family just became too much, and I guess I got too wrapped up in my own anger and plans for revenge against my dad. Richard's image took a huge hit after what he did to Emma in public. People saw his true colors, and they were not impressed. I've been keeping to myself a lot more these days, plotting how to get back at him for everything he's done. I know it's probably not healthy, but I can't help it. I just feel so betrayed by him. Meanwhile, Emma's been channeling her energy in a positive way. She started this blog where she talks about her life and what she went through with Richard. It's actually become pretty successful, and she's got a lot of people on her side now. It's weird how she's so much like Richard in some ways, like how outgoing she is, but she's using it for good, you know? Out of nowhere, Richard tried to get in touch with me recently. He wanted to fix things between us. But after everything, there's no way I can just forgive and forget. I told him straight up that he lost the chance to have me in his life the moment he turned his back on Emma. Emma came to see me because she's worried about me. She thinks I'm getting too caught up in all this revenge stuff. I tried to reassure her that I know what I'm doing, but I'm not sure she bought it. I've got this plan to hit Richard where it hurts the most, his wallet. I've been quietly messing with his business deals, and it's starting to make a dent. The craziest part, it's actually working. Richard's losing money, and I can tell it's getting to him. But I can't shake this feeling that I'm becoming something I hate. I'm just so angry all the time, and it's like I can't think about anything else. Emma's doing so well, and here I am, just stewing in my own bitterness. I don't know what's going to happen next, but I'm in too deep to back out now. I just hope I can pull this off without losing myself completely. Last update. You won't believe the mess I've gotten myself into. 3 years. That's how long it's been since I started this whole revenge thing against my dad, Richard. His business empire, it's practically dust now. I've been working behind the scenes, pulling strings, sabotaging deals left and right. I thought I'd feel triumphant, but honestly, I'm just tired. Dad's a wreck. He's lost most of his friends, his allies, and he's pretty much a pariah in the business world. He started to piece things together, though. He suspects I'm the one who's been ruining him. I can see it in his eyes every time we accidentally run into each other at some industry event. There's this mix of desperation and accusation that wasn't there before. I've changed, too. I barely recognize myself these days. I started all this to help my half-sister, Emma, but somewhere along the line, I lost sight of that. It's like I've been consumed by this need to make Dad pay for everything he's done, especially to Emma. But she's doing great now, you know? She's got this blog that's taken off, and she's become pretty independent. She keeps telling me to drop the whole vendetta against Dad. She's worried about me, says I'm not the brother she got to know. And then there's Sarah. We broke up a while back because of all this drama, but she called me out of the blue. She's been watching me spiral and said she couldn't just stand by anymore. She thinks I'm on the edge of something really dark, and she's not wrong. The craziest part? Dad actually came to me, hat in hand, begging for forgiveness. He's on the verge of bankruptcy, and he's finally admitting to all the messed up things he's done. Seeing him like that, all broken and alone, it gave me this weird sense of satisfaction. But it was fleeting. It felt hollow, and I started to question what I'd actually gained from all this. Emma, bless her, she's got a heart of gold. She found out about Dad's financial troubles and offered to help him out. Can you believe that? After everything he's done to her, she's still willing to show him kindness. It's more than he ever gave her. Seeing Emma act like that, it's made me think. Maybe it's time to let go of all this hate. Maybe it's time to try and fix some of the damage I've done. I was just starting to consider making amends, maybe even talking to Dad and Emma about it, when, hold on, something's happening outside. I'll update you guys when I can, but I've got to check this out. Sounds like a car accident or something right outside my place.